Hello everybody and welcome to Jurassic June. For this special month, we will be making review videos for all of the Jurassic Park movies, starting off with, of course, the original 1993 classic, Jurassic Park. Now, as we go through all 6 movies, we're going to have this sort of placement thing, with 6 places. 6th place will be where my least favorite movie in the franchise goes, and 1st place will be where my absolute favorite movie in the franchise goes. And by the way, we will only be doing reviews for the movies. Camp Cretaceous, Chaos Theory will not be included because they're animated TV series. Battle at Big Rock and the Prologue will not be included because they are short films. The extended cut of Jurassic World Dominion will not be included just because it pretty much combines the prologue and really only gives you a few extra things. And finally, I will not be doing reviews for the novels that Michael Crichton wrote. And now with all those out of the way, let's get into Jurassic Park. Alright, so let's start off with the plot. And by the way, I'm not going to go super in-depth with it, because I'm just going to assume that everybody who's watching this video has at least seen Jurassic Park once. If not, then maybe you're like me and have seen it an unholy amount of times. Hundreds, possibly. But in case you haven't, here's just a quick rundown. This guy named John Hammond has built a dinosaur theme park called Jurassic Park on an island called Isla Nublar. However, his investors are a bit scared about it, so he invites Dr. Alan Grant, Dr. Ellie Sattler, and Dr. Ian Malcolm onto the island to endorse it. However, people did not come to this movie to watch some friendly dinosaurs. They want to see dinosaurs and people's life subscriptions. So in order for this to happen, a person who works there named Dennis Nedry is hired by a rival company called Biosyngenetics to steal the dinosaur embryos off the island. In order to sneak his way into the embryo room, he shuts down the power to the entire park. This then leads to dinosaurs like the T-Rex breaking out and absolutely destroying the Ford Explorers. Of course, then a ton of other dinosaurs break out, including the Velociraptors, which we'll get to later. However, luckily, since the main characters have plot armor, they're able to escape the island. And that's it when it comes to the plot. And now, let's just skip over to my thoughts on the movie. I'm just gonna say it, and this is gonna come to absolutely nobody's surprise. Jurassic Park is easily the greatest movie ever made. There is no doubt about it. Truly everything about this movie is absolutely fantastic. The science fiction and horror elements are always on point. The actors' performances as the characters are truly, truly incredible. The CGI was miles ahead of its time. The story, while I'll admit it, not entirely original, still is a great concept, and it's an absolute classic nowadays. And the dinosaurs in this movie are truly incredible. And while they may not be so accurate by today's standards, at the time, these were the most accurate dinosaurs ever seen on screen. Except for you, the Dilophosaurus. I don't know where they were going with that. But even with it not being so accurate, it's still a great design. By the way, this weekend I will be releasing a video entirely about Dilophosaurus, so make sure to check that out as well. And I almost entirely forgot to mention this, but the practical effects, the animatronics, the puppets, they are all truly incredible. This Triceratops, I'd go so far as to say, is the best practical effect ever made. Like, come on, you cannot look at that and tell me that doesn't look real. And then, of course, this movie was incredibly important for paleontology. When this movie came out, there was a giant spark in interest for dinosaurs and paleontology. There were so many funds going to these types of groups trying to help expand our knowledge of the prehistoric world. And it got tons of more people interested in dinosaurs. And not only did it affect the world of paleontology forever, this affected just the world of film forever. As I said earlier, the CGI was absolutely incredible for the time. Nobody thought a computer-generated effect would be able to look that lifelike. So that was basically the groundwork for what we see today in most movies. This movie was so good that in 1993, during the Oscars, it won 3 of them. Not only that, it would go on at the time to be the highest grossing movie ever, and it was the first movie to ever gross over $1 billion. And then, of course, how did this movie affect me? Well, this film was easily, like, the greatest reason as to why I love dinosaurs. Like, being able to see these creatures in such a lifelike fashion was incredible. In fact, I actually still remember the first time I ever watched Jurassic Park. I think I may have been a little bit too young. I think it's like 6. I think that might have been a little too young, but it's fine. Dinosaurs are cool. I had this babysitter. She brought over the Jurassic Park trilogy DVD, and I watched Jurassic Park and the Lost World. And I don't remember the actual movie from that night, but I do remember the event of her showing me the DVD. And that's the reason why I love dinosaurs today. And 9 years later, I still love this movie to death. My favorite movie of all time. I've actually probably seen this movie far more times than is probably healthy for one person. Like, when I went to rewatch this movie to make this video, I found myself being able to pretty much say 90% of the lines that were in that movie. When you've memorized 90% of the script for a movie, that's how you know you might be just a little bit too obsessed. And even though in the beginning I said I wouldn't be rating the novels, it's not going to go on the placement system. I do want to talk about the Jurassic Park novel because it is the basis for this film. And I really love the Jurassic Park novel. I think it's a better story than the book. I hope that one day, sometime in the future, Universal decides to make a type of TV series, a more mature, R-rated version, so that way we can truly get all the cool scenes from the book, like the Nedry scene that I will not describe because I would like to remain on YouTube. Of course, I also want the T-Rex and the raft scene, the aviary. There's just so much amazing stuff from the novel that didn't make it into the film, and I hope one day we'll get to truly see that on the big screen. But now, with all that out of the way, I think it's time we give it its final rating. To nobody's surprise at all, Jurassic Park gets an 11 out of 10 and gets put in first place. Thank you for watching this video, and there will be more Jurassic Park reviews to come for Jurassic June. Until then, I'll see you next time for The Lost World Jurassic Park.